Did you know there are ancient technologies so advanced, we still can't figure out how they were made today? These aren't just myths or legends from old stories. They are real physical objects that defy our modern understanding of history. They prove that our ancestors were far more brilliant than we often give them credit for. So, buckle up, because today we're diving into 10 incredible lost technologies that continue to baffle scientists and engineers. First up, the Antikythera mechanism. Imagine a device over 2,000 years old, found in a shipwreck off the coast of Greece. It looks like an old corroded lump of bronze, but inside, it's a masterpiece of engineering. This is considered the world's first analog computer. It wasn't running software, but through a complex system of at least 30 interlocking bronze gears. It could predict solar eclipses, track the movements of the sun, moon, and the 5 known planets, and even mark the 4-year cycle of the ancient Olympic Games. The gears were cut with such precision that nothing comparable was made again until the intricate clocks of the 14th century, more than 1,000 years later. How did an ancient civilization develop the astronomical knowledge and the mechanical skill to build something so sophisticated? We still don't have a definitive answer. Next, let's travel to Egypt and gaze upon the Great Pyramid of Giza. We all know it's big, but the real mystery is how it was built with such mind-boggling precision. The pyramid is aligned almost perfectly to true north with an error of just a tiny fraction of a degree. Its massive stone blocks, some weighing up to 80 tons, were quarried and transported from hundreds of miles away, then fitted together so tightly that you can't even slide a piece of paper between them. Mainstream theories suggest ramps, but even those have logistical problems that engineers struggle to solve. Beyond the construction, the internal chambers and shafts seem to possess strange acoustic properties, and their purpose is still debated. Some researchers suggest the pyramid wasn't just a tomb, but perhaps a giant energy machine or a sophisticated astronomical observatory. The level of planning, logistics, and geometric understanding required to build still makes modern architects scratch their heads. From stone to steel, let's talk about Damascus steel. This legendary metal was used to forge swords in the Middle East from around 300 BC to 1700. These blades weren't just beautiful, with their distinctive wavy patterns. They were a marvel of material science. They were said to be so sharp, they could cut a silk scarf falling through the air, and so strong and flexible, they could bend 90 degrees without breaking. The secret to its incredible properties lay in its unique molecular structure, which we now know involved carbon nanotubes and nanowires. These microscopic structures gave the steel its strength and edge retention. Unfortunately, the specific ore and the precise forging technique were lost to time around the 18th century. Modern scientists have tried for decades to reverse engineer it, and while they've come close, no one has been able to perfectly replicate the legendary quality of original Damascus steel. Now, let's just look at something that's all around us, but doesn't last nearly as long: concrete. Roman concrete, on the other hand, is a completely different story. Structures like the Pantheon and the Colosseum in Rome have stood for over 2,000 years, enduring earthquakes and the elements. Some of their harbors and piers are still intact after being submerged in seawater for centuries. Meanwhile, modern concrete can begin to crumble and degrade in just 50 years, especially in harsh marine environments. So, what was the Roman secret? For years, scientists were puzzled by the small white chunks, called lime clasts, found in the ancient concrete. It was recently discovered that these weren't a sign of poor mixing. Instead, they were the key to the concrete's longevity. When tiny cracks form, water seeps in and reacts with these lime clasts, creating a chemical reaction that fills the cracks and effectively heals the concrete. It's a self-healing material we've only just begun to understand and try to emulate. From Rome, we head to India, to the Iron Pillar of Delhi. This monument stands over 23 feet tall and has been exposed to the wind and rain of Delhi for more than 1,600 years. And here's the kicker: it hasn't rusted. It's made of 98% wrought iron, which should have turned into a pile of rust centuries ago. Modern metallurgists have been stunned by its incredible corrosion resistance. Analysis has shown that the pillar has a thin protective layer of a compound called misolite on its surface. This layer formed due to the high phosphorus content in the iron, a byproduct of the unique iron-making process used by ancient Indian smiths. This protective film is only a few micrometers thick, but it has been enough to shield the pillar for over a millennium. Creating such a durable, rust-proof iron alloy today would be a significant achievement, yet it was accomplished 1,600 years ago. Was electricity discovered in ancient times? The Baghdad battery suggests it might have been. Discovered in 1938 near Baghdad, Iraq. This artifact is a set of terracotta pots, each containing a copper cylinder with an iron rod suspended in the center. They date back to around 250 BC. If you fill the pot with an acidic liquid, like vinegar or grape juice, this setup creates a galvanic cell that produces a small but steady electric current. So what was it used for? The most popular theory is electroplating, using the electric current to coat objects with a thin layer of gold or silver. While there's no definitive proof this was its purpose, it is a tantalizing possibility that suggests a form of electricity was harnessed thousands of years before Alessandro Volta invented the first modern battery. Let's move to the Incan Empire in South America, where they had a unique and complex way of storing information without a written alphabet. They used a device called a quipu, which consisted of colored strings made from cotton or alpaca fiber, with knots tied in various ways along their length. We know for sure that the quipus were used as a sophisticated accounting system. The type of knot, its position on the string, and the color of the string could represent numbers, dates, and quantities for census data and tax records. But many researchers believe they were much more than just spreadsheets. They theorized that the quipus could also encode stories, histories, and laws, a true three-dimensional writing system. The problem is, we've lost the key. While we can decode the numerical parts, the narrative elements, if they exist, remain a complete mystery, a lost language of knots and strings. How did ancient civilizations know an earthquake was coming? In 2nd century China, an incredible inventor named Jiang Heng created what is believed to be the world's first seismoscope. This device was a large, beautifully decorated bronze vessel with 8 dragons arranged around its top, each holding a small bronze ball in its mouth. Below the dragons sat 8 bronze toads with their mouths open. When an earthquake occurred, even hundreds of miles away, a pendulum mechanism inside the vessel would swing, triggering a lever that would cause one of the dragons to release its ball. The ball would fall into the mouth of the toad below, making a loud clang and indicating the direction of the earthquake's epicenter. Historical records claim it worked perfectly, once detecting a quake 400 miles away. Modern replicas have confirmed that the design is scientifically sound and remarkably sensitive. Finally, we have an object that seems to blend ancient art with futuristic science, the Lycurgus cup. This 4th century Roman glass goblet is one of the most technically sophisticated glass objects ever produced. In normal light, it appears an opaque jade green color. But when you shine a light through it from behind, it glows a brilliant, translucent ruby red. For centuries, no one understood how it did this. It wasn't until the 1990s, when scientists examined a fragment under a powerful microscope, that they found the secret. The glass is infused with microscopic particles of gold and silver, only about 50 nanometers in diameter. That's smaller than a single grain of salt. These nanoparticles interact with light in a way that creates the cup's stunning color-changing effect. This is the very definition of nanotechnology, a field we've only started exploring in the last few decades. How Roman artisans managed to create and control these nanoparticles 1,600 years ago remains an absolute marvel. From analog computers to self-healing concrete and ancient nanotechnology, these inventions challenge our perception of the past. They show us that ancient people were not primitive, but were innovative, brilliant, and in some cases, centuries ahead of their time. The fact that we still can replicate some of their greatest achievements is a humbling reminder of how much knowledge can be lost to history. So, which one of these lost technologies blew your mind the most? Is there another one you think should have been on this list? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love reading them and learning from you all. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey into the past, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more adventures into the unknown. See you next time.